am still amazed by this new opportunity for businesses providing services. There's so much time they can save by implementing a handful of simple automations using no-code tools like Make and Zapier. It's not just about reducing the time and money they spend on these activities, but it's also about reducing errors along the way. Take my client, for example, a B2B service provider in the event management space. Their old way of handling events was, frankly, all over the place. Endless emails, continuous phone calls, and a whole lot of manual, repetitive tasks. Our mission was to streamline this whole process. We integrated tools like JotForm, Google Drive, automated emails, notifications, and created a seamless workflow. Each step was carefully automated to bring efficiency and accuracy. Inside this video, I'm going to take you through this incredible transformative journey. We will explore how we use these powerful no-code tools to completely redo my client's event management process. And if you're intrigued by how much time you could save in your business, I've detailed everything in a case study. Just click the link in the description and download it for free. So, in case you don't know me yet, my name is Marvin Aziz, and I help service-based businesses to automate their most crucial and time-intensive tasks to not only save them time, energy, and money, but ultimately increase the number of happy clients they have and increase their revenue, right? Think systems and automations for qualifying leads, sales, onboarding processes, feedback systems, and even the service delivery itself, right? All of those can be partly or fully automated using the right system, right? So that's what I do. Let's jump into the case study. And by the way, the full case study is available for download as a PDF somewhere below this video. So in case you want to have more detailed view on the automations, you can simply go ahead and download it for free. Okay. This client is a B2B service provider, and they offer event spaces, project management, and consultancy services to municipal companies. I'm sorry, I'm still German. Municipal Germany companies. Right? They host events, and they serve as a hub for innovation and collaboration within the municipal sector. Right? So great client of mine. I love them with all I have. So they had this special event, right? Every quarter, they managed it through emails, calls, which was really time consuming and very inefficient because multiple people basically had to get people onboarded and offboarded, and they had to review everything manually. Yeah, it was just a hassle, right? And after we basically automated the whole process using JotForm, SeaTable, automated emails and notifications to save them time and enhancing the event experience, right? So it's now I would say it's definitely nicer for the people participating on it, right? When they write their application for it and stuff like that, it's just a very smooth experience. Okay, so the objective was to automate and streamline the application and evaluation process for the client special events, so we can reduce the manual effort and increase efficiency within the company and processes, right? And what we did was we had a workshop together, and I walked them through some basic questions to better understand their exact situation, right? And within the workshop, I basically created the first draft of the automation, right? After we agreed on the first draft and the basic roadmap, I developed a clear roadmap for all the processes we need to automate, right? So these are the processes right here. Let's have a closer look actually. Okay, so let's start with the application process. So for this event, there are going to be companies applying to be steered, right? To be the star of the show, basically, to be rated. Participants, that's the word. Participants of the event. And for the application process, instead of doing it all by email, we integrated this exact process, right? So we have a JotForm, which is basically just a software to host forms online, right? So the applicant just types in all their details into this application. Then they get a automated response directly, a thank you email, and with some information on how things will evolve from here, right? And we send an internal email as well with a summary to the sales team. They send their application. There even can be multiple participants in one submission. And then we process all the data in Make, right? Make is let's call it the ultimate API, right? I use Make to connect different software tools, right? In this case, it is JotForm and SeaTable, for example. So all the data from JotForm goes through Make to SeaTable into a database. And SeaTable is something similar to Airtable, just with a server hosted in Europe, right? For GDPR issues. So once it's in SeaTable, we can decide if the application is good or not. If it's declined, right? The company can simply choose a reason for declining, and then it triggers an automatic email to be sent to the applicant with a reason for declining, and we update the database again, right? If it's granted, the email gets to the applicant saying that, well, we granted your application, and then we wait for 7 days, and basically in the email what we're saying, we're sending them a link to another JotForm where they can upload all their documents needed for the event, right? We wait 7 days for the documents to be received, and if they're received, we update SeaTable with the status of, well, we received it. If not, we send an email reminder, so no one has to manually go ahead and try to communicate with the applicants because they didn't upload their documents in time, right? This is all automatic. So that's the first part of the process. The second part is basically the applicant sends and uploads the documents to JotForm, right? So we have another form. They can upload all their documents. They again get a thank you email. We again get an internal email, and then we process that data in Make. We download all the files, and then we import all the files and data into a SeaTable database, right? That's the internal database, basically. And we also have an external database where the jury, which is going to review and rate all the applications, is able to have a look at with a password-protected view, right? So it's important for my client that all this information is securely saved and not available to everyone. So the jury gets a password separately and is able to view the data in that database, right? And also we get an internal notification as soon as the application came in successfully, right? The last part is actually creating the ratings, right? So before they were basically the jury member which was rating the application just sent out an Excel file to the company, to my client, and my client had to basically download the Excel file and then have a look at it and check if everything's correct or not. And if it's correct, then import it into a bigger Excel file and update all the functions and try to create a pivot table, basically. If it's not correct, they had to send back to the jury member and tell them to correct it and include all the missing data, right? So this whole process is as well automated. The jury sends a rating to a specific email, right? So let's say jury@company.com, right? We download the email attachments using Make, and then we check if it's the right file type. If yes, we can convert it to a CSV with the right formatting, and then import that CSV into SeaTable. If it's not the right file type, we notify the sender about the invalid attachment, and they can correct it and send a new one, right? As soon as we have imported the CSV into SeaTable, we again get an internal message that it's been import it. And then we have basically all that data, which is a table of numbers and ratings, right, for each company. We have all that data in SeaTable, all the ratings. And then I wrote a Python script to basically evaluate all the ratings and put it into one big file. We can easily see who won of the applicants, right? So that's the last step. And this is, well, semi-automated, right? I wrote the script so that no one has to ever again go ahead and try to compress all these files into a big overview. The script is basically doing exactly that, right? And you just have to click one button to get it done. So let's have a quick look in the actual make automations. This is the first one where the applicant just sends an application, right? It goes into JotForm. JotForm handles everything. We set some variables and manipulate the data. And then we import everything into SeaTable. Then the next one is basically the uploading process of the documents from the applicant, right? So we get everything from JotForm. And then, well, it was a bit tricky to actually import all that data into SeaTable because Make was not the perfect fit for that. But we made it work using some simple HTTPS calls using their internal API, right? Sounds complicated, was just a lot of work, but it works, right? And the last one is basically the rating, right? So incoming email with an attachment, we get the attachments, we convert it to a CSV file, we transform, we create some strings, and we upload everything into SeaTable, right? So if you want to have the whole case study and have a more detailed look, feel free to download it underneath this video. And I hope you got something out from that. And see you in the next one.